Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion, and I am joined by Omega, Oronde,
What's popping?
Lillian,
What's up?
and Matt.
What's good?
I just didn't look up before we started recording, so I didn't see. If you're watching the video on YouTube, you would see what I'm looking at. But anyway, today we are back talking about the NFL head coaching off-season hires. I think that's how I'm gonna title the video. So yeah, starting off, man. What do y'all think who do y'all think has been the best hire of the offseason?
My personal opinion, the best hire would be what is his name? I kind of forgot his name already. Jim Harbaugh for the Chargers. That is the best hire.
Yeah.
That is easily the best hire, without a doubt. And the other best hire would probably be Antonio Pierce for the Raiders because the locker room loves him, and if they got rid of him, it would be an uproar.
Yeah, they wouldn't have had a team to play with if they would have went elsewhere without him. And I think the coaching staff that he's starting to put around himself as well has been pretty good. So let's start there. Let's start in Vegas. Looking at Antonio Pierce and his team, I think the team they just look drastically better with him. The team, not even counting the fans, they just look more happy to have him as a coach. And I think, like you said, there would have been problems if they would have went away, man. And so big ups the Raiders for actually finally making the right decision and going with a head coach that that fits the mold. That's potentially a Dan Campbell like head coach. And he went and got Hugh Jackson, former head coach of the Browns, to put inside of his cabinet as well. I think this team they're looking to really shake back and make a move in the draft for a quarterback in the first round. I know they're going to get a quarterback in the first round. And so there's a lot there. There's a lot going on right now with the Raiders that we should definitely
And they beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day. It was a great Christmas present.
Oh yeah, they smoked the Chiefs, didn't they?
Yeah.
Anyway. Y'all got anything on Antonio Pierce?
Like you said, like that passion that he brings to the locker room. Devontae Adams quoted saying he would run through a wall for that man. You have to have that connection with the players.
So you're saying no one's running through a wall for Josh McDaniels?
No,
they're building a wall.
Yes, that's funny.
Hilarious. Let's look at this next one. You guys mentioned John Harbaugh or Jim. I always get
Jim.
John,
little brother Jim.
So looking at Jim Harbaugh, what are we seeing there? What's the feel around for the
program rebuilder? Kind of like that Matt Rule energy when he goes to college teams, not NFL teams. Mm-hmm. But Jim has success in bringing programs back from the dead and bringing them championships.
Yes, he's actually a competent QB coach as well. So I think he'll elevate Herbert to the next level, even though I don't think he's elite, but he's already a superstar.
Easy.
He's not elite. Let's stop.
Wow.
Harbaugh has a 144-42 record, winning 3 Big Ten championships, which
he's taking a team to a Super Bowl.
Crazy.
He knows how to do the job.
Bigger issues right now than anything to do with Herbert. I think they're gonna let and they need to get young weapons.
Yeah, I heard they're gonna let what's his face walk. Austin Eckler walk.
He did say he wants another running back. He wants to go after Saquon. Yeah,
I heard.
Saquon.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get Saquon, watch them draft Blake Corum.
Who's that?
The Michigan
running back for Michigan, who is awesome when he has a good line in front of him. Shout out Michigan's O-line. I was watching a lot of the Trenches film, and it was absolutely magnificent.
Oh, the Hogs. There's some big boys up there, man.
Well, let's shoot over to Dan Quinn getting hired by the Washington Commanders. I heard they're also looking to go after a quarterback, I think. Yes, they're looking to go. I think, okay, let me rephrase that.
Drake May.
They signed Dan Campbell today, or not today, last week, and they signed Cliff Kingsbury tonight at the time of recording this. And so looking at that, I think that just bridges the gap for them to trade up to that first pick for Caleb Williams.
Yep, Caleb Williams would be more enticed to go to Commanders with this OC here
They're gonna move
He
him
is.
up. They're gonna move up for him, I think.
I think they have to. And also, Omega mentioned Drake May. Drake May is a New England Patriot.
Yeah, I was just about. I
I
hope he
mean,
don't
probably, yeah.
Where's the Patriots drafting?
Number
hurt.
3.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
We're gonna see 3 quarterbacks gone in the first 5 picks,
Mm-hmm.
like always.
Yeah.
So
Typical.
looking at that move, do y'all think that's a good hiring, getting Dan Quinn to the Commanders?
I think it's pretty good. I'm not going to say it's the best because
It's a little
I'm not the biggest Dan Quinn fan, me personally.
it's a little weird that he got
I mean,
hired after the disaster in the playoffs last year, because the fact he's a good defensive coordinator. I mean, you can't fault that. He's built good defenses with Dallas, but the fact that the Commanders saw, hey, you guys just got put 48 points on your head. Let's go after this guy. It's just a little weird. And him as a head coach, to me, it seems like his coaching tree has been better than him at head coaching than he is. Because I remember in 2016, it was like McDaniel, Shanahan. I mean, like it was like one of the most stacked coordinating groups I've ever seen, and they all like half of those guys went on to be like successful coaches. And Campbell or Quinn, excuse me, has been a good DC, but like as a head coach, I don't know. I just think he just needs a really good roster. I don't think he's a truly good
another
coach.
thing about him going to the Commanders is they already got rid of Chase Young, and he doesn't have a talented lineman to work with like he did with Micah Parsons.
We got what's
No, he's got Josh
Sweat.
no, Sweat's on the Bears.
I forgot about
Oh
Sweat's
my
on the
God.
Bears.
Yeah.
We got
Who's the
Payne.
D
Sorry, he
tackle?
was terrorizing me on Madden the other day, so I kind of forgot about that.
Deron Payne, and then oh my God, I am so sorry. What is his name? It's not Allen.
It's Payne and it's Jonathan Allen.
Jonathan Allen, thank you.
I mean, have we considered the possibility that the Cowboys just send in an inside spy to just blow up Washington?
I would not put
They
that
already
past
blown
Jerry
up,
Jones.
He blew up, so what's the point? They're not a good team.
I mean, I think part of why they had to settle for Dan Quinn instead of getting Ben Johnson, aside from the fact that Ben Johnson wanted a lot of money, is I don't think coaches loved the idea that their ownership is just basketball guys.
Who was quoted saying
That's
that they're just
actually-
basketball
yeah.
guys?
That's interesting.
I don't remember.
Was that Ben who said it? It might have
know
been
Wade
Ben.
Somebody
said that.
said Ben said it. And I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I mean, it's the Sixers owners and Magic Johnson. Like, and it's not like the Sixers owners have won anything. So,
Because they have the Dak Prescott playing basketball for them.
Dak Prescott.
bro,
Hey, be nice. I like Dak.
I don't,
All
so
right.
I'm not going to be.
yeah, no, I don't like him. I mean, I don't hate him, but I don't like him.
So let's change subjects. Patriots signed Gerald Mayo, right? That's his name.
Gerard
Yeah.
Mayo.
All right,
Gerald
Gerard
brother.
Mayo.
course he
Oronde,
knows.
you being our residential Patriots fan, how do you feel about that?
I think it's great because it's from within. He is vouched by Tom Brady, and I watched him as a player. I known he was on the coaching staff since 2019. And they do have it, and it was put into his contract last year as basically like a worst case scenario if Belichick leaves early. So I have no problem with it. I think he'll do just fine, especially with the staff he's bringing in around him. Like we recently sniped a coordinator from the Browns. I've already forgot his name, but he did a really good job. So I'm not mad at it. He has a good supporting cast around him. We might have some people leave, like Steve Belichick will probably go to, was it like Florida University or something like that? Something crazy, but I think it's all right. I think it's
Who's
good.
the OC? Do y'all know?
Or
Or are they
at
still
the
hiring?
moment, I think they're still switching around names at the moment. I don't think they're hiring anybody for OC though.
Interesting. Interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Alex Van Pelt. Thank you. I
Who's that?
had to remember his name. He's from the Browns. The old Browns offensive coordinator.
So looking at this, you got the third pick in the draft. You're gonna go after Drake May. What are you expecting? Are you expecting something good next season? Are you expecting to win more football games?
We're going to win more football games for sure. Because we're gonna move on from Mac. Either that or keep him in the backup capacity if nobody picks him up. Mayo did say we're going to spend money, kind of like the 2019 year, 2020 year when we went and bought all the tight ends.
Yeah.
It brought us some more games, but at the cost of games later. So I think he'll spend our $73 million wisely. And I look forward to a boost in win percentage.
I'm ready to see Drake May in the NFL. I ain't gonna lie.
Boy, that sounds like some. Never mind. Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna have y'all say his name, Dave
Canales.
Analyst.
So, quarterback coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay.
Was he also the OC?
He was
Assistant to the OC?
he was assistant OC, I believe.
Assistant OC. They transformed Baker Mayfield this season. Their offense looked pretty incredible. How are y'all feeling, Omega and Matt?
I mean, obviously this team's still a dumpster fire. There's not a lot to say, but it's definitely a start. Canellis has the track record. He's worked with Russell Wilson. He's made him improve in Seattle. Baker, as we saw this year. Gino, excuse me, was another one. And I think it's good for Bryce Young. I don't think Bryce Young is the problem though. I think it's his team. So
For sure.
it's a good hire, but if they don't give him anything, then what the hell is the point? So like
another thing though, Tepper did say he is stepping away from being so hands-on after this hiring.
Sure.
He officially announced that he is
that.
stepping away.
I thought you were
I'm
saying
praying that he does that. I'm praying.
I hope that he lives up to his word, but I do believe that he is letting the team run itself now because he already announced that they had outsourced the coaching search, so he didn't even have a say in that.
Well, I didn't even know this. This is news to me. Well, I think that'll make this team drastically different.
You know what
it will.
I think?
What?
So last year we hired Frank Wright, right?
Yeah.
He was a quarterback coach, wasn't he? Or was he? He was a quarterback guy. I know that for sure.
Yeah, he was.
He's a big quarterback guy.
And I was so dialed in the last year's off season. I was locked in. I said Bryce Young gonna be the next big thing. Not calling him trash, but you see how the season went for us this year. So I'm staying away this offseason. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not really paying it.
And honestly, just from like an outside fan's perspective, Tepper sort of ruined the team.
He did. He is the reason why they suck.
Yeah, like Frank Reich is a great QB guy. You could have put fucking Patrick Mahomes on that team. They maybe win one or two more games.
Thank you.
That team was downright bad. I mean,
and with a top 10 capable defense to boot.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like how do you lose that bad and have a team that can hold teams under 15, 16, 17 points?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great defense, except you give Bryce Young no O-line, no actual weapons. One of your starting tight end just loses his memory halfway through the season.
That's crazy work, though, for
real. Like, it was an all-around bad situation, especially for Bryce Young. You never want to put a rookie quarterback in that situation. And honestly, I don't know how much better it gets this year if they don't make massive free agent signings because they traded away their first-round pick to the Bears.
When is When does free agency open up?
It's like March.
Is it after? Oh, it's before the draft. Got it.
It's usually before the draft.
Thank you. So looking at another head coach hiring, Seattle Seahawks signed Mike McDonald. He was a defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. Smoked it up in the last game of the season, just like Dan Quinn did. but he has now got himself a head
He
coaching
didn't
job.
smoke
How-
it. It was 17
really-
points.
His defense was fine.
That defense was good. They didn't score in the second half.
The Ravens' issue was
Right.
that Lamar Jackson didn't take the.
It was the
open
offense that
running
underperformed.
lanes.
All right, I apologize. I retract my statement. I apologize. Looking at Mike McDonald, how do we expect? A lot of people are saying the Legion of Boom is going to come back. That this defense, they're going to be a very defensive heavy minded team, which for one, I appreciate that. And I think we've seen defensive minded coaches become really good in this league. Looking at D'Amico Ryans, and Antonio Pierce. So just to name two. So looking at that, what are we expecting from this team?
Can I go?
Yep.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be good, my guy. I like that young defense that they got, and you give them a decent. I'm not saying Geno Smith, he all right, but you get him a good quarterback.
Yeah.
That team good in the next couple of years because they got a
Geno
good.
Smith could definitely take that team to the playoffs.
I mean, looking at it, they have a good young defense that are hungry, and they have good cornerbacks that can do the job, and they're very young. And McDonald can go in there and get the job done. Simple as that. But you're looking at it, they're still trying to find an OC, which I think you have to go find a young guy. I mean, because now McDonald's become the youngest head coach in the league. I think he's at 20, no, not 20, 35 or 36, one of those two. But they have to go out and get a young OC or just an OC that knows how to do his job, Like you got all these OCs who stand there with their hands in the pants. You need not a brain dead OC who can get the job done. I think that's what gets this that's what propels this team into the next big thing.
I think it's reasonable. I've got nothing to say about the Seahawks though.
We got the Tennessee Titans and we got the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to add them together because I know nothing about either of the two guys.
So the Titans picked up Brian Callahan, who is the Cincinnati Bengals OC for the past 5 seasons.
He brought his dad on the staff as well.
Yeah, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Kind of like the Patriots with Steve and Bill. But regardless, I mean, that is a high-powered offense that he helped produce, even though Burrow is the star power talent on there with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. He still brought them to the playoffs, still had them produce, I think, 23 points per game in his tenure. I think that's a really good pickup. He has worked with a lot of really good quarterbacks and Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. I will exclude Derek Carr because Davion will tear his head off.
Bingo.
But he should be able to help develop Will Levis and Malik Willis if they choose to keep him.
Who do you think is going to take that job?
I don't know. I think it's still up in the air. But Will probably has the edge.
Ron Rivera.
Well, he's not coaching
Now,
again.
moving on to the Atlanta Falcons, they'll still be mid. Mid is the best word I can say. But they hired Raheem Morris.
Their defense is going to be so much better this year too.
He was at the Rams, right?
Yeah, he was their defensive coordinator.
Thank you so much.
The Falcons had, I think they interviewed the most candidates this hiring circle with 14.
Honestly, thought they had Bill.
I thought they had Bill or Vrabel, but nope, they wanted Raheem Morris. This is I think they said it's Arthur Blank's first hire in 20 years, which is crazy.
So here's my thing when it comes to Atlanta. I'm going to say this because do they have an OC yet? No?
Not to my knowledge.
So
I will say this about the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to say this is what I'm going to say. Very early prediction. If this gets clipped, it is what it is. The Saints will be the worst team in the NFC South next year.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hold on. They named Zach Robinson.
Zach Robinson they brought with Morris. They worked together with the Rams. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Was he their OC?
Zach was he was the QB
Zach
coach
Robinson
with the Rams.
He was the American. He was the offensive coordinator.
The pass game coordinator and quarterback.
Okay, QB coach. I was right.
Huh.
I know ball.
Well, and he's 39 years old. Look at that. Or 37.
FC South's finna go down here.
So wait, Well, I would say this about the NFC South real quick. The Saints are expected to hire the OC from the, or no, he's an OC or a hold on. Sorry. Should have had this pulled up. They are expected to hire I think he was the OC at, no, he was the passing game specialist at from the 49ers. They're expected to hire him. I think that will be a good move. I think that's probably one of the smartest pickups we've done in a long time. But I think with Dennis Allen at the helm, I am expecting us to suck. So yeah, so that's my hot take for the year. Sorry, not sorry. Matt, were you cheering about my take or were you cheering about something else?
I mean, oh yeah, I was cheering about your take.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for praying on our
I mean,
downfall.
Carolina will get 4 more wins. Don't worry. We'll have 5 total. It'll be good.
Well, we'll probably
5
have.
total is diabolical.
What do they
That's
have?
more than the Patriots
What
have
do
this
they
year.
have?
I need to look at mine before I start saying that crazy. I need to look at come see me in July and then we'll start talking about it. But anyway, anybody any final thoughts on this video?
My top 3 hiring picks were the Raiders, the Patriots, because obviously that's my home team, but they at least pick somebody competent, and the Chargers. I think they will have the biggest turnarounds on their teams.
I agree.
Tepper, stay out of the way. Get out of the way. Don't get involved with anything with this team next year.
Get out of Dodge.
I don't want to hear your name in the press, period.
Got the Dodge.
Hey, you know what Tepper should really do? Sell the damn team.
Thank
No.
you.
He's not gonna do that.
He's still not the worst owner in the league, which is saying something.
Mr. Dave Canellis, I don't really have anything to go off of you, but hoping the best of luck. Hopefully
Yes,
something
sir.
changes this franchise.
Building that culture.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Saints suck. That's all I'm gonna say. But I've been your host, Davion. That's been the rest. Leave a comment. Let us know how you feel about this video. And yeah, this has been the post game. Peace.
He